to fill in the gaps for people that maybe don't know what happened today, I work with lab animals. I work in a lab with animals that I am seriously allergic to. Now, what happened is I was running a test. I've never seen a rat react this way in the test, but it was really stressed out. And that's not uncommon to see them be stressed out, but usually it's a stressed out, get me out of the situation. They look at you and they are like, help me, help me. So I reached my hand out to help the rat out of the situation, and instead of reaching for me, it actually bit me. I've been bitten by rats many times. It's not uncommon to be bitten when you work with thousands of them at a time, but I've never gone into anaphylaxis. So it was about an hour after I got bit. I noticed that my lungs were getting really tight, but I also have asthma. So I was like, oh, I must just be having like a mild asthma attack. It's fine. No. Then I started getting itchy all over. So I like checked my arms and they were just like one giant hive. So after that, I was like, oh, I'm going to go talk to. Oh no. OBS is crashing, but like, oh, it came back. Um,
Oh, there you go.
yeah. So my arm was just like a giant hive. I've seen bad allergic reactions, but not anything like that. So I went out and talked to the animal care staff. I was like, hey, what up, team? Like, I have a weird situation. And they were like, probably expecting some normal issue, like, we're out of garbage bags or something. And I was like, I think I'm having an anaphylactic attack or an anaphylactic shock. And they were like, what? I was like, ah, yeah. And so I took them to a side room. They sat me down, gave me a antihistamine, and were like, we need to call 911. And I was like, no, it's fine. So I got one of my coworkers to drive me. Yeah, OBS is dying on my end. I'm
Yeah, it
so
kind of
sorry.
keeps coming back in and out.
Even for you guys, maybe it's my internet's dying.
No, no, not on here. I'm just seeing on my
Mm,
I got your
yeah.
stream open because I wanted to look at your gnarly thumbs.
My fat thumb versus thin thumb, but
If anything, I am recording all this, so it is being set out into the ether.
oh,
Like,
baby. But yeah, so they were like, we need to call an ambulance. And I was like, I'm not paying for an ambulance. Like, I know we live in Canada where you don't have to, but you only don't have to pay for an ambulance if they have to do life saving stuff in the ambulance, which technically they would have because they would have administered an EpiPen in the ambulance. But like, I was like, no. So I got my colleague to drive me to the hospital. I roll up into the hospital. I almost can't breathe at this point, like barely able to walk, like in rough shape. Walk into the emergency room where they have like a COVID triage nurse who's like, hey, so I just have to ask you a few questions. I was like, okay. She's like, do you have shortness of breath? And I was like, I think I'm having an anaphylactic attack and I have shortness of breath. Can you please help me? And they just like rushed me all the way through and
ooh,
had to get like an EpiPen, almost had to get two EpiPens, a ton of steroids. I had to get Benadryl put into my body through an IV. And oh my God, it hurts because it's like a buffered solution. So your cells don't like it. It
wow.
hurts. Like it's like a stinging pain, but you can like feel it going through your veins as it like enters your body. I was not a happy camper about that one. And then
No
yeah, I like
kidding.
had to sit in this emergency room and they're like, "Yeah, you're going to have to take your pants off cuz they're too tight." And I was like, "Okay." Just in
Yeah,
front
I
of the
gotta get
nurse
them.
and doctor was like, "What up?" They're like, "We can close the curtain." I was like, "No, it's fine. They're already down. Like just
Yeah,
shove me
man.
with that EpiPen and get me going."
I'm in the hospital in Lethbridge. I don't give a damn.
Haven't been in an emergency room in like 8 or 9 years. So, it
So
was a
you're doing okay now. You're all patched up. You've gotten obviously an EpiPen.
I don't have an
You've been
EpiPen
released.
actually. I went to Shoppers and put my prescription in, but they were too busy to fill it, so we just vibing for now. Oh yeah, the doctor,
Wow.
this is my favorite part. Doctor was like, "Okay, go home and get as much rest as you can. Like maybe don't interact with the animals for the next few days to let your body like readjust." And I was like, "I have to go finish the test that I had this reaction during. I'm going to be at the university working with the rats for the next 4 hours, so it's fine."
Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
Lily, be quiet. Okay, wait.
So
There we go.
so so is everything okay or like?
Everything
Do you
is.
need anything?
I'm like, I will say I am such a salty boy. I wasn't supposed to work with rats. I was originally supposed to work with fish because I'm allergic to the rats. But I got last
But
minute
now you
offered
love
to.
the rats.
Yeah, but I
But
got
now you're
offered
in
to
love with
do
the rats. This is the
do
new
rat
Pixar
stuff.
movie.
And so my doctor originally, like, you can do where you get injections, and the injections can reduce your allergy symptoms. My sister actually did it. It worked really well for her, so I'm a good candidate for the same procedure. She was gonna do that for rats, but because I wasn't supposed to work with rats, she was like, "Oh, it's fine. Like you'll never have to interact with a rat ever again, so it's fine."
Oh
Um,
no.
that's salty boy number 1. Salty boy number 2. I asked every single person, all of the animal care staff, all of the other graduate students, undergraduates, professors. I even asked a professor who's been working in the field with rats for over 50 years. Not a single person has ever heard of someone having anaphylactic response to an animal bite. They've seen people with really bad allergies. Nobody has ever seen it. So when I told my he's kind of my superior, the one that's been in the field for 50 years, this happened to me, he's like, "Are you serious?" And I was like, "Hospital banned."
Wow.
I couldn't believe it. No one's ever seen it. So I'm just a horrible case scenario that I look at them wrong and will just die.
Not if you look at them
one
wrong.
in a million.
It's just that one time. Like, you've been working with them for how long?
7 years. And this is why, because like when you work with them
7
for long
years.
times, it like your allergies will progressively get worse over time. What up?
Oh, but I thought that it would be like wouldn't that, because isn't like the shots that you get for like allergy treatment, like basically introducing those in small quantities into your body?
Yes. So that's the difference,
like-
though, is that
Oh.
it's small quantities versus I'm working with large amounts of rat dander.
Okay, so you're just put into a hyper situation. Your body's not like getting used to it. It's just like, we're constantly in defense mode.
You got it. So,
Okay.
yeah, it was an experience, to say the least, to literally almost die, and then
No kidding.
have to come back to work and be like, "Hey, everybody, I'm still alive. It's fine." And like, I'm not even kidding. I'm so glad it's gone, but I wish someone took pictures of it. My eyes were like swollen shut. My whole chest and neck was just a hive. You can see on the like back of my hand, I still got like a lot of redness and gross.
Oh,
My whole
yeah.
torso's still like mostly a hive. It's like it's gonna be a few days of recovery, which I didn't realize. So like if you're allergic to bees, rip. You ever get stung, you're gonna be like out of commission for multiple days. Did you invite me? Are you guys playing golf? What are you playing? Oh baby.
Yeah, we're just playing golf. Let's play golf. Let's play a couple rounds of golf.
Cool. Yeah, I was gonna
We just
ask what
finished
we were
up that
playing.
one. Athena whipped my butt.
Of course.
Whipped it.
She was on top.
Gave it a watch.
Chirpy, you wanna join some golfo?
I guess we'll also have to invite him to the server. I don't know if. Oh no, he's in here.
Oh.
He's been here before.
Oh, in the server,
You guys
not in the
friends. I'm not.
Oof, 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 oof.
Oh no, I also don't have his friend code. Oh, but you could invite him once you get into the game.
Yeah.
So we don't even have to be friends. See, Athena, this is the whole thing. We had to go and get friend codes. It was a whole debacle.
Okay, what are we
Not
dressing up
even
as
wanna be
now?
friends with
I
me,
want
see how it is.
I want a Christmas
Ooh,
tree
is that
hat,
that?
guys.
Switch that
Having
up
some food.
to.
Chirpy will join next round as he's making some food. Also, that I just want to throw that out. One more little anecdote related to this whole debacle of the day. I hadn't eaten yet. It was like noon. I hadn't eaten yet today. And so they pumped me with all these steroids and drugs and everything, monitoring my heart rate to make sure I didn't go into like cardiac arrest or something. And I had to pee. So they literally had to unhook me, and I stood up and almost blacked out because my body was not mentally prepared to like deal with everything that had gone on while I was laying in that bed. So
Wow.
word the
Yikes.
wise. Just be careful.
Yeah.
You're having a fabulous day.
It's been a day. It was literally, I sent Lily, I was like, I'll definitely be there for streaming today, and then immediately went into anaphylactic shock and had to go to the hospital, and I was like,
Whoa.
it's like, I
That's
will not
wild.
be there. Okay, I'll pull my
Fine.
overlay down and we can roll.
Do it.
I don't believe your overlay was up.
The other overlay,
Oh, that overlay.
my chatting overlay, I was like, it was up on my
I was
end.
like, you've been on screen the whole time.
Oh, my EpiPen's
Alright.
ready for pickup, guys. I just got a text. What up?
Yay! I've never tried Space Station.
I hate it. I hate it
Okay.
with
I've
a
never
passion.
tried Pirate Cove.
I also hate it with a passion.
I have never tried Volcano.
She hates everything.
Also, Volcano might be the
You're in
Which
charge, Lily.
Volcano might be the worst.
I
don't
have
think I've
never
played
tried.
Volcano.
I have tried Escapist. That was kind of a fun one. Worms is pretty fun too. The jetpacks is a weird mechanic, but it's a fun mechanic. Let's get you warmed up though. Let's do some Oasis. That's like a
Athena's
classic.
favorite.
That's Athena's favorite. Well, that's your favorite though, Mel, right?
No, it's Mel's
No, I like
favorite,
Twilight,
but
and
my
I
least
love
favorite.
Ocean.
Ocean and Twilight. Well, let's do Ocean then. Let's go right into the deep.
Mel loves playing Oasis because I hate it.
True.
Classic.
So, what's been a scary medical experience you guys have gone through?
Um,
I don't think I have.
I once took an ambulance, but it was just because of really bad heartburn.
Oh!
I realized at the end of the day. But yeah, I was just not very had very good eating habits and was just a horrible eater for many years, and then eventually it caught up with me, and now I have a bunch of gut problems.
Oh no.
But it's it's how it goes, and yeah. But one night it was so bad that I called an ambulance, and they convinced me to take the ambulance to the hospital. And by the time I had waited through everything, the heartburn had started going away, and then I just felt bad because I was in the hospital with a subsiding heartburn. And they were like, "It's fine," and then I walked out, and then still had to pay that massive fee. So I was glad, Mel, that you hadn't done anything like that.
Also, so
the other.
oh, sorry.
Yes.
Go ahead.
No,
On
no,
the
go for it.
ambulance anecdote, I'm mad because there's a shortage of them in southern Alberta, so the wait time for them's 3 hours. I genuinely do not think I would have survived 3 hours in the state that I was in.
No.
So, and I
And they
didn't
would
drive
be
myself.
like, "You shouldn't leave." As soon as you call in, they're always like, "Don't leave, and we'll come there and take care of it."
Yeah.
And 'cause that's proper procedure.
So I'm feeling 60%, I think, of my normal cough rate.
I have 2 friends who also have anaphylactic shock stories, and every time there's an anaphylactic shock story, it's just wow, what a wild, scary thing.
Yeah.
Because it's it needs to immediately be dealt with. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Hey, Todd.
I-
Steve.
You know what you're allergic to then?
Me?
Or is it just... Yeah.
Rats.
Oh, just rats in general.
Yeah, so I'm super allergic to rodents just because I've worked with them for so long. So that's a huge scary thing too. Is I can't not work with them. I only have to work with them for 4 more weeks, which is a blessing. But this is now something that can happen to me, which is scary to think about, right? And potentially it could get worse. So next time it might not bite, they could just scratch me and I could have the same reaction. Why that's
Right.
super scary is I get scratched at least 3 or 4 times a day. Oh. So I'm in this situation where I now have to just be super cautious over the next 4 weeks until I no longer have rats. But it's terrifying, right?
Yeah.
I'm dealing with their bodily oh my god. I'm dealing with their bodily fluids. like blood and urine and stuff, and then I'm also dealing with like them. And what if I get bit again? And like, it's
Is
just
there
really...
ways for you to continue your research without having to be always in direct contact with them? Is there
So
ways that like the university can help you in this situation?
we talked about it. Me and the care staff talked about it a little bit. It just really sucks the timing. So the only
Yeah.
way I can get assistance is my university does something called independent studies, which are undergraduates are allowed to aid graduate students with research. In return, they'll get course credit for like a grade.
Right.
But we are almost at the end of the semester, so I can't recruit any new undergraduates. And I can't train new people because I only have 4 weeks left in my project anyway, so they're going to get trained. It takes like 2 weeks to train them, so they're not going to be
Right.
any benefit. And then normally you have other graduate students that can help you, but being that I work with rats in a lab that primarily works with humans, a lot of my colleagues aren't certified to work with the animals. It's like an 18-hour training course to get certified with the animals. So that's not really an option. And then there's one girl who can help me, but she's under a really huge time crunch until like the 15th of November. So I'm in this situation, and then I have 5 students that work under me currently. And it's unfortunate to say, but the one who, funnily enough, was actually supposed to work this task today, and honestly I'm kind of glad they didn't, because I never want my students to get bit. It is a little bit of a traumatic experience in some ways.
Oh yeah, it's not fun.
And like for me it wasn't, like, which is so funny. I'll explain that in a second, but I'm like happy it was me instead of them, but he showed me that he's not capable of doing this task. Like the task just wasn't getting executed to my standards, kind of thing. So I put him on a different task. And so I'm like, oh, that's unfortunate. And yeah, so I didn't break out right away. It took about an hour before I was like, I think I need to go to the doctor. And so I started getting like wheezy. But what had happened is it's really hard to describe. Where are my neuroscience people at? They'll all get this. I was running a task called the Morris Water task. Oh, rip. It's a task where you put a rat in a pool of water and you let the rat swim. The water, oh my god, is painted white, so they can't actually see the platform. They swim around, and then you give them like a lot of trials to swim around, and then if they don't find the platform in a minute, you show them where the platform is and like let them sit on the platform. Does it kind of make sense? It's like a navigation task. So it tests like their memory ability. So they have no idea that there's a platform in there, let alone where it is, until you show it where it is eventually, and then eventually they can start to remember that there is a platform and where it's at. So this rat, it's funny because I always tell my undergraduates that my rats will never bite because my rats are juveniles and juveniles don't like to bite. They'd rather just run away from a scary situation. So I put this rat in the pool. She runs her task. She didn't find the platform. It's fine. Show her where the platform is. She was so anxious and she was freaking out so much that she wouldn't follow my hand to show her where the platform was. And so after about a minute of me trying to get her attention and be like, stop freaking out, bro, she was like, couldn't handle it. So I went to reach and grab her out of the water. And I was
like,
actually
was she
just gonna...
swimming and like unable? Was she getting anxious because of swimming, or why was she
So
getting anxious?
they don't. Well, okay. Let me put this in perspective. These are lab animals. The only time they've ever encountered water is in their water bottle in their cage. So rats are really, really good swimmers, but they would have no reason to encounter water, so they don't know. And then also think about how you'd feel if you were put in this situation and you have no idea that there's a platform and there's no way out of this pool. You're just swimming and you're swimming and you're swimming trying to get out. So the first time they run it is a little stressful, right? Oh, rip. But eventually, like, they'll learn that the platform is there and that you can help them out. And so they actually, on the final day, sometimes they'll actually just jump off the platform just to swim. They really like swimming. It's kind of cute. Yeah,
because
so
then they're used to the activity, but she's like, you know, I'm swimming, I'm scared, I don't know where to go, I'm getting tired, what if
yeah,
so all those things. Oh my god, I cannot do this level for the life of me.
That's okay, me too. But I felt bad. I've never, like, I've seen them be anxious before. It's not uncommon for them to be like anxious. So oh no. Oh no.
Are you fucking?
Just eat yourself?
I'm not doing this game.
So,
Wait.
yeah, it's not unusual for them to be like stressed out, but I was like, okay, I'm gonna like pick you up.
Oh my god.
And there's two ways to pick them up. If they're really anxious, you can grab them by the base of their tail and kind of lift them onto your arm, or you can do like the nice way, which is you grab them under your armpits and you pick them up. But that's a little bit more dangerous because sometimes they like try to nip at you. So I tried to tail her, grab her by the base of her tail. She was really anxious. I was like, okay, you know what? In this situation, it'll honestly just be better for me to just, to just grab her under the armpits, put myself in danger's way, and like grab her. But she'll like feel better, right? No. I'm getting a phone call from Sylvan Lake, Alberta.
Sylvan Lake.
Not now, Sylvan Lake. I'm telling my story about how I got bit by a rat in Alberta today.
So,
Imagine if you had that as a headline though, like "woman bitten by rat" in Alberta, like on an Alberta newspaper.
Yeah,
How
oh
many
my
people
God.
would freak out?
Oh, you haven't heard my tetanus story, which I guess I'll tell after this one. But, so, rat's in pool, rat's really stressed out. I did my best to, like, de-escalate the situation, but she was really frantic.
Everything sucks.
And so I was like, frick it, I'm just gonna grab her. And, she got me. She got me really bad on the palm of my hand. And rats do this thing that when they're really scared, they'll just freeze. And they'll freeze with their mouth, like, gaping open. And so I grabbed her, and she was, like, attached to my other hand, but I grabbed her, and I looked at her, and, like, her bottom teeth were still in my hand, and she was doing the frozen gaping thing, so I just was like, bro, like, just calm down. And then, like, it was like an hour, so I ran her 3 more times on this task. She had no issue. She was a little anxious, but she was totally good. So it wasn't she wasn't mean. She was just really scared, right? Like, you can kind of tell the difference between them being like a jerk and actually biting you versus them just being like, I don't know what's going on, help me.
Yeah.
And also, so it's weird that adolescents like get me, that an adolescent would bite me, but this is just like my life, dude. And then I had to get like a student to pick me up from the hospital, and she's like, what is wrong with your luck? I've never heard of this. And I was like, what up? It's fine. Okay, so tetanus story. I got bit by a rat 2018, and it was on the back of my hand in a really weird spot. And it swelled up really bad to the point where I couldn't flex my fingers and I didn't know what to do. So I went to the doctor because I was like, maybe this is an allergic reaction. The swelling hasn't gone down for like 2 days. Maybe I should do something about this. Doctor said, what animal bit you? I was like, a rat. He's like, you have tetanus. And I was like, literally, I do not have tetanus. Lab rats, lab animals are like the cleanest animals. We test them for any disease ever because any kind of disease that they could contract could change their brain chemistry, right? And then that makes your test results invalid. So they're really keen on testing these rats for like diseases, including tetanus is one of the diseases. And so I was like, fam, I do not have tetanus. Oh. But he was like, nope, you have tetanus. And I was like, do not give me the tetanus medication. This man proceeded to tell me he would not give me the tetanus medication, gave me the tetanus medication. The tetanus medication made me exceptionally ill. Oh. Where it was like 7 days of vomiting twice a day. And so I phoned my doctor and was like, this happened, and I'm pretty sure this guy gave me this tetanus medication that's making me very sick. What do? My doctor's like, you need to come in and see me. Told her my whole story, everything that had happened. We'd finished the tetanus medication. She's like, that doctor broke the law. And I was like, what? She's like, he didn't send you for a tetanus booster. And also didn't listen to you. And also didn't listen to your body. What if you were saying you didn't want that medication because you were allergic to it? And I was like, that's a very fair point. So she actually wrote this doctor up and got him fired.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Rip to him.
Moral of the story, if a patient says they don't want something, whether it's for personal, religious, like any kind of reason, you cannot give that patient whatever you're trying to give them, even if you think it'll help.
Yeah, that's also the double-edged sword there with anti-vaxxers, though.
Yes. And so But that's why I'm
And
not.
right to
That's why I
privacy.
have no issue with the vaccine passport. Is like if you don't want to get it, okay, that's your prerogative. But then you're gonna have to miss out on all these things.
Yeah,
In
but there's
Canada,
also like a lot of complexities that it doesn't really make a whole bunch of room for yet that maybe later the government will be able to
Eric.
imply. But right now it's really difficult because like there are some people who just can't take the vaccine for like legitimate reasons.
yeah, because they have cancer or chemo. But my thing is, yeah, with the vaccine thing is you can get exempt from it if you have like chemo and like you're trying to travel. My mom actually like had to look into that, but it's you can't work in the oh, I thought I could do that, but I can't. You
I
can't
did the
work in
exact same thing.
Okay, good. You can't work in the medical field in Canada if you don't have all your vaccinations up to date.
Yeah, that's true.
So
For sure.
I have nothing against like that. Or like if I don't consider it discrimination to say no, you can't enter my business if you don't have a vaccine.
Yeah, I think
Because
for the time being, for sure.
Yeah,
Until this is all said and done in whatever capacity. Until it's safe to do so, I think that we should wear masks and all this kind of stuff, for sure.
I'm like a little bit frightened of COVID personally because I have like asthma, and clearly I'm weak because I almost died from a rat bite. But yeah, I'm a little like I push very hard for people to get vaccinated because my mom was someone that almost couldn't get vaccinated. So it scares me because like you're putting her at risk if you don't get vaccinated.
Yeah, well, and
You're
it's
putting
also
me at risk because I have a lung disease. But
yeah, and that's 100% understandable. Like I really think that the conversation about whether or not to get a vaccine is a very privileged conversation, like a very privileged in the sense of like Western countries are getting to have this conversation, and there's a bit of an anti-vax movement everywhere, but there's plenty of places that don't have expendable amounts of vaccines to the point where like we're actually like dumping them, like we're not able to use all the ones that we get because they go bad, they expire before they can be used. And like how privileged that is, to be able to have a conversation like that in a country where we're almost there in a lot of capacities when it comes to like kind of having dealt with the major blows of this. There may be another few waves, but we've adapted to it, and we're also like having nearing 80% vaccination rate. It's very high. You know, it's a very small minority that aren't getting vaxxed really at the end of the day. And that doesn't even include like children that aren't yet allowed to get the vaccine. So I feel like we're almost there, and I just look forward to a time where we're going to be able to like not have to always be worrying about it, right?
Yeah, that will be a good time.
I will
be
say,
a very good time.
with going back to the tetanus thing, it was also a little different because he refused to listen to me because he was convinced I had tetanus just because the animal that I got bit by was a rat. He failed to look at the situation. Like even today, the doctor and I actually had this like old lady nurse and a younger nurse. They all were like, "Oh, like if you work with rats, you must work at the university. What's your project? Like university rats are fine. We're not going to test you for tetanus. Like you're fine." And then in addition to that, I also had no symptoms of tetanus. I didn't have lockjaw. I had no muscle aches. It wasn't pussy, swollen, or warm, or pussy or warm. It was just swollen.
Yeah.
So that's also where this
Nice
doctor...
job, nice win, by the way, there, Mel.
Oh, I snuck in there. Oh, with my eagle-y at the end.
I struggled at the end.
I think Shelby's gonna join now.
Excellent. Yeah, let's play another round, and then
Do some
it's about
Jackies.
7:30 now, so
Yeah.
we can do some Jackbox after. Be down for that.
But
how's your oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna ask how his plans are for moving.
Oh, it's coming along. There's always a little something to be doing. I've been getting rid of a lot of stuff. Donated a bunch of things to Valley Village, and as well as like got some money back by giving some clothes to Plato's closet, and getting rid of a lot of books, which has been like a little traumatic. Just going like, oh man, I might never see this book ever again. Yeah, books are
Somewhere,
precious to me.
like, do you have family or something that you could give stuff to like hold on to?
Yeah, I'm like basically packing all the things I really want into a room in my aunt's place. But the thing is a lot of my furniture and stuff is like not stuff that I like really. It's not terribly precious to me. It's stuff I've had for a really long time. That's like IKEA builds mostly. There's only a few things that I like really care about, which is like my bed, and yeah, that's mostly it. My bed, and then like the books that I am keeping, and all my old journals and stuff like that. So,
Yeah.
do I have to invite Chirpy, or can you
No,
invite
sorry, I
Chirpy?
was gonna say, but I was waiting. His game's just updating, so it's gonna be just a quick second, but he's on his
Yeah, that's
way.
fine.
Which is good, because I haven't eaten, like, anything today, and I should probably try to eat something.
Yeah, you get some food in you, and drink some water.
I did drink quite a bit of water when I first got here, but thank you for the reminder.
Fantastic.
It's good body.
Yeah, I just hung out with a buddy today, and like I've just been trying to find things that I want to like give to friends. Be like,
Oh, that's nice.
here are things that like, because I remember when I had a friend who moved to Australia, not you, Athena, but a different friend.
Hello.
You're not his friend. Joke's on you.
Yeah.
I know.
Not
I
this
mean, we
fake
weren't even
friend.
friends on Steam, so.
We're not
Ooh.
even friends on Steam, so we're
Real
clearly.
friends.
So, well, I'm also not friends with this person on Steam because they don't play video games. So, are they even a real person? But anyway, she did a big, like, kind of a big going away party, and no, not big, a little going away party. But she
For
like
you?
had all her stuff. No, for her when she moved to Australia.
Not a friend then.
Not a real friend. But I was at the party, and I was just looking at stuff. She like was just like had all her stuff just like lying around, and you could just like pick something up and ask her like, "Hey, can I take this?" And she's like, "Yeah, sure." I'm like, "These are all the things I'm wanting to get rid of." I can't remember what I grabbed. Oh, I grabbed a bandana and a little like tobacco, loose tobacco carrying thing, which was really cool. But yeah, I've been just like slowly trying to find things that I want to give. Oh, there's Chirpy. Give to people. So I like gave a bunch of things to a friend today, which is really sweet. All right. Anyway.
Alright.
Level? Course?
What do we think of
Twilight?
Pirate Cove?
Okay, Pirate's fine.
No, I'm joking. I'm going with Twilight. Ready to send it?
Mm-hmm.
If not,
Chirpy, are you making it in chat?
refuses to talk.
I'm not saying a word. You can't make me say nothing.
F you, I won't do what you tell me.
Oh, I always forget
Oh,
this
that's-
first hole.
Oh!
Oh no. Not enough space.
Lily.
Get it.
Got a bogey.
Okay, how much Halloween candy did you guys buy this year? Because I bought a lot.
Can you
Oh,
send me
no,
some?
I
bought none.
Yeah, I bought a box near the beginning when me and Loaf were in the same city for the first time in 2 years. And I haven't bought one since. But it's a good reminder to get it now while the going's good, while the prices are cheap.
Buy it after Halloween when it goes on sale.
Exactement.
Thanks.
Oh, that was way too much. Way too much.
I had the same problem. I didn't think I gave it that much, but I gave it a lot of shug.
I did not have the angle right. I have gone over twice at probably the perfect speed and did not. Whoop. Now I'm hungry.
It happens.
I just randomly woke up at like 5:30 today and I was like, cool.
Okay,
This is my
So-
life.
In the evening?
No, AM.
Oh, in the AM.
Well, I'm gonna be, my normal wake up time for my work days will be like 4:30 anyway, so
Yeah.
getting used to it.
Getting used to the morning life.
I slept for like 11 hours the day before because I was like up for like 17 hours. I was like, okay. That's probably why I did not sleep last night. I had too much sleep the night before.
Happens. I can never get enough sleep. I love sleep.
So,
Just go have my depression naps whenever I want them, you know?
Be a bear.
Go be a bear.
Fire.
I haven't got enough. I haven't done any, like, of my typical fall soup making yet. That's the big thing I need to get on.
Soup. Can you send me some soup?
I don't know if I can send soup, but I will try?
I mean, I think you have to seal it completely somehow.
Sending soup internationally? I wonder
ew,
if they
it would
check
probably
soup.
like rot.
Oh,
Yeah, it's like, how do you keep it cool that entire time? Could dehydrate it, I guess.
Dehydrated.
It's like 1
Powder.
ounce of content.
Yeah. But that's only if you're on a plane.
I'm pretty sure
no,
you can't.
they're pretty
send
actually.
food.
I don't know. Sending.
You can only send non-perishable items. So if you can make a soup that's non-perishable,
Yeah, my friend wants me
that'll
to
work
send
fantastic.
him when I'm in Japan. He wants me to go to the, and this is a little dark, but the suicide forests. He wants me to send send him soil from the land in the
Oh my
suicide
gosh.
forest. Yeah. He's also like a bit of a witch, so I'm like, yes, sure, I'll do that for you. He's like, yeah, that would be great. And I'm like, 100%, got your back. And he's like, don't worry, I'll show you how to do the proper rituals. And I'm like, yep, cool. I got it. No!
Oh,
Hello,
rude.
mushroom.
Hello, mushroom, my old
God
friend.
dang.
No, don't go up! Rude.
Huh. Stay alive. Stay alive.
Staying alive.
Stay
Ah,
alive.
ah.
Oh no,
Wait.
that's not. No, that's staying alive,
that
but it's
works.
not.
Ugh.
Aw,
Oh,
thanks for
baby.
the bits, Eric.
There we
I need
go.
to get my mute button set up, BT dubs. Because I don't have a quick mute button right now.
Quick mute button for yourself
Discord.
in Discord.
Mhm.
I don't have a quick mute button either. We should take time to set that up actually today. I want to take time to set that up today.
You can
Can
do
I set it up
now.
right now? Can I do it in this moment while waiting for Mel?
Excuse me?
You can
Let me
do
see.
it.
Let me see.
He cannot do it.
Streamer mode enabled.
Time is up.
Damn. I couldn't find it in time. Is that the hole way down there? Oh no.
Ah.
I'm settled. I'm settled on trying to get it this way.
Don't go down the hill.
Yes. That's
Wow, that was
exactly
good.
the
That
way
was good.
we wanted it.
Just the way it was intended.
Still
Hey,
just
Sebastian.
par though. It's only par.
Oh,
only
Sebastian,
par.
I never responded to your message. I have like a surplus because I posted
Chirpy,
a
get those
picture
jumps.
of
Oh
my
wow,
ID
Chirpy.
on Instagram. I have like a surplus of like 12 messages that are like, "Are you okay?" That I just haven't
She's
responded
like,
to.
I'm gonna reply. They'll find out.
Isn't that the other thing about like going and having to an emergency in the 21st century is like also spending all the time going back and having to follow up with all the people who are like, are you okay? It's lovely. But it's also like work.
Moral of the story: I'm weak as frick.
Nah, you're strong.
Strong.
You handled that like a pro. Like, it sounds like you handled it like a freaking champion.
By not
would be a
calling 911
blubbering
and
mess.
just going to the hospital.
I'd be like screaming at people. You
I
handled
will
it
say,
like a
the hospital, I
like
want to say this like pissed me off a lot though. So the emergency room was actually quite busy. And so the fact that they got me in, like instantaneously really indicates how much of an emergency they saw it as kind of thing.
Yeah.
But, what made me angry is they're like, okay, we have to let you sit here for 2 hours from the point of like when the EpiPen is injected onward to confirm that like you aren't gonna go into like your anaphylactic shock's not gonna come back. Oh. And so Lily, we did the same thing. And so I had to sit at the hospital, and that's not the end of the world. What was annoying is 15 minutes to 2 hours, doctor comes in, he's like, oh, you still got 20 minutes, which I was like, no, but like, okay. I'll come back in 20 minutes, like 20 minutes to just make sure that you're okay, and then we'll get, like, you rolling with your prescription and, like, good to go. He can come back for 45 minutes.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay.
They do be taking their time.
And then he's like...
That's a hospital.
He was like, no, but, like, what made me angry about it is that they were, like, the nurses were, like, standing texting, and why this is annoying will come into play in a second here. So, doctor didn't come back. He comes back in. He's like, okay, I just gotta go write your prescription. I'll be back in 1 minute. 12 minutes later, I was like, okay, well, you know what? That's fine. But then he's like, okay, I'm not gonna take your IV out, but like, as soon as like you get your prescription, nurse can come take IV out and good to go. Okay, got my prescription. I sat in there for over an hour before a nurse came and checked on me. After it already been like almost an hour after I could leave the hospital.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh my god, it's like almost 4 o'clock. Like, I've been good to go for literally over an hour. Like, why is nobody... And then, yeah, like, the nurses were literally texting and, like, talking about their, like, lunch. And I was just like, did you guys just forget me in here? Like, I literally had to, like, unhook. I had, like, yeah, like a heart monitor, breathing monitor. I had an IV in. I had to, like, unhook a bunch of my stuff so I could poke my head out of the room and be like, can someone just take this IV out of my body, please? So I can put my pants on and leave the hospital. Like...
I just want to put my pants on.
I just want to put my pants back on.
Ooh.
I was mad. I was salty. I was just like, man.
No kidding, that's
like,
a huge thing. That's a huge thing
yeah,
to have
and
to
like,
go under through in a day.
I was just like, man, I'm feeling sick. Like, I felt really sick, you know? Like, it was a lot of, like, the adrenaline and the whole experience made me nauseous. And then, yeah, like, I was just like, guys.
Come on.
Like, what are you doing? I know
Yeah,
you're, and like, I,
come
you know,
on.
cut them some slack. They maybe could have been on, like, hour 16 of, like, a long day, and nurses have been so overworked recently.
Yeah. It's also weird when you see them all standing in a hallway texting.
And the only thing that also annoyed me is I was like, yo, you could free up this bed and get me out of here so you could help other patients. You know?
Who wants to help other patients? What is that? I just went back.
I almost got a hole in one on that one.
Hut. Damn it.
You got a hoy?
I almost got a hoy. I was very close to a hoy.
Oh, come on.
Like, insanely close to a hoy.
Yeah, the boogie. Rip. Lily, what are you doing? How are you all the way up there?
I don't know.
Also,
I just went into Zen mode while being told of all of the wild things that...
my day.
I'm stuck in this tube.
Do you guys think I'm gonna have rat superpowers now?
That's what
There's
I
a question
initially
someone
said
asked.
right off the
Okay.
get-go. Was like,
What rat superpower am I gonna get?
you're
Am I gonna
be
look like
able-
Melody?
Your greatest weakness becomes your greatest strength. You become, like, you have the immune system of a rat. Like, you are unable to get sick by anything, but the other power with that is you're also able to control bacteria. So you become like, who's the girl in Kim Possible who has, like, the weird green plasma thing?
Oh, the evil girl?
Yeah, you're gonna be like her, but with, like, bacteria powers. That'd be a cool rat thing. Off the top of my head. I haven't sat up at night thinking of this very scenario.
Why not?
Kirby, did you get your sound stuff organized?
Why do you... come prepared.
Sound stuff?
He said, I gotta adjust my settings.
Oh, I thought he said he was gonna chill in chat.
He didn't say that to me.
I thought he said that to you. That's what I read.
He said it in
Oh, he did
chat.
say I'll just chill in text chat.
Apparently I'm quiet.
I turned you up.
Green!
Oh no. That was so undershot. That was so pathetic.
And we go down the
So
slide.
pathetic.
Hmm.
That's
Why
way
does this gotta
overshot.
always take so long.
Golf balls.
Whee!
God damn, this pain, this torture.
Oh,
Why do
didn't
I
jump.
bear it? Does this send me into the garbage? Into
No,
the
that's a good one.
garbage
You want
hole
that
of
one.
society?
No, that's Chirpy I'm watching. Never mind.
Trash!
This is the one. This
That
is
is
the one they
He
tried
just snuck
to
right in there. That was good.
Chirp,
Good
just
shot.
rolling down.
Ah, 6 strokes though.
You can do it, Chopo. That's exactly where I landed and it sucked.
I landed in front of the drain. And then it glitched and did not let me jump. I was like, no. Just coming back. Jokes. Whoop. Excuse me.
Let's go.
Full send.
Full
Boom,
send.
bum, 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 bum.
I don't know why this hole doesn't have a vac, and it makes me mad every time.
Have a
No.
vac?
A vac hole?
Why can't
A
I?
vacuum hole.
I'm just constantly drifting. Oh my gosh, that
It
took a
happens
long
on this
time.
map. Yep. Oh, she missed it.
What does your hat say?
It says D4.
Mine says sidearms.
Does it say side arts?
Arms.
Arms.
Are you sure?
Side.
It does,
arms.
okay. I'm just blind. Hey, Polar!
Hey, Polar.
Oh.
This is so painful.
How's it going?
How's your day been? Chirpy's gonna finish under. Unless he gets
Probably will.
like
Oh
11
God,
strokes.
yeah,
Gonna
we're on
stuff
the-
this one.
It's this
Oh,
one.
no.
Everyone's
I send it
favorite.
Lily's
Oh, I
trying.
did
Oh,
it.
he did it.
Too much spice. Oh no. Oh,
Okay.
No.
I timed that absolutely horribly.
Birdie.
Hut. Hut.
Par.
The 4.
I give up.
D4.
D4.
After.
Okay, don't even
So-
do that to me, because every time I call B4 in bingo, that there's one person who says that, and I'm not even kidding. That lady hasn't been there for a few weeks, so somebody else started saying it on her behalf.
Yo, man.
It's been
We used to go
4 years of calling bingo, and this lady says it every time, and I'm like,
It's the one. It's one of the best ones.
So gonna
There
Before
used to be
or
bingo
after?
nights at this community hall in the summertime that me and my cousins would go to.
mm-hmm.
And we learned all the things. The before and after. 66, clickety click.
Oh, I don't know that one. Bam, I'm gonna use that, and they're gonna say it forever, and I'm gonna be like, stop, stop, stop.
Clickety
stop.
click.
What is it?
Me and my cousins have thought about getting that as a shared tattoo. We just get clickety click written on our bodies.
Y'all ready to pivot to some Jackie?
Yeah, let's do some Jackbox.
Some Jackie.